Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I have my thoughts on the 2023 Polynesian Bowl. The game took place out in Hawaii and some of the best players in the country went head to head. Before I get into the video, be sure to leave a like if you guys enjoy this kind of content. Starting things off with the offensive MVP, that award went to Nico Imaliaba. Nico went 13 for 20 for 186 yards and a touchdown. He did also throw an interception, but other than that, he performed very well. He threw a very nice deep ball to five-star tight end Deuce Robinson right before the first half ended. It was a 56-yard pass, and it set them up for a field goal attempt. Five-star wide receiver Zachariah Branch was also on the receiving end for a touchdown. He caught it around the 20-yard line and made a couple of very nice moves to get into the end zone. Along with throwing the ball very well, Nico also showed off the legs and ran for a 58-yard gain. When he wants to take off, he can go and run with the best of them. Malachi Coleman and Braden Dorman had a very good connection all game. Malachi Coleman was probably the most impressive player in this game overall. He had a couple of touchdowns along with some other very nice grabs. I also want to acknowledge how good Braden Dorman was, though. I'm sure he surprised a lot of people with how he played. Remember, Malachi Nelson, the five-star quarterback, he was injured and couldn't play in this game. So I'm sure there were some question marks on what the QB situation would look like opposite of Nico. Well, Dorman was on point all game. He anticipated his throws very well. Whenever he dropped back, it seemed like he knew what to do with the ball. And as I mentioned before, he was looking Malachi Coleman's way a lot, which is never a bad idea. It also helps having five-star wide receiver Mekhi Lemon on the other side if needed. Kedrick Riscano, he had a very impressive game as well. The running back headed to Ole Miss. He went over 100 yards and got himself a touchdown. I think this past week, whether it was practice or in the game, helped solidify himself as a top 10 back in the country. The last offensive player I want to hit on is five-star offensive tackle Francis Malgoa, who lived up to the billing in this game. He definitely performed like a five-star. Remember, he's headed to Miami. He allowed very few pressures in this game and was an absolute force in their ground attack. Switching over to the defensive side of the ball, Andrew Harris, he was named defensive MVP. He finished with 4 tackles, also go along with 2 sacks. It seemed like he was all over the field and knew exactly where the ball was going to be at all times. Hunter Clegg is another guy I want to touch on. This kid just continues to impress me. This is the second time I've watched him in this kind of setting, and he stood out once again. Whether it's playing Mike linebacker or coming off the edge, he performed very well, and it looks like he could be an instant impact guy at the next level. Another Utah commit, CJ Blocker, he also had a very nice interception on a ball that Nico threw. It just sailed too long in the air, and Blocker wouldn't have made a play on it. David Hicks, the number 1 defensive lineman, he's headed to Texas A&M. He was working through double and triple teams basically all game long because you could only rush 4, and they were just prioritizing him. But he still made a very good impact in this game, especially in the run defense. We also had a commitment during this game. Leviticus Sua from Mater Dei. He's headed to Arizona. He's one of the most coveted linebackers out west. And the final score of this game was 22-17, and it saw Team Malka take down Team Mackay in the 2023 Polynesian Bowl. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I want to know your guys' thoughts on some of these players and how they did in this game. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.